Chapter 2. Markets. Madness and Magic. Istanbul's hidden heart. Welcome to the wild side of Istanbul, the part where the city stops pretending to be a postcard and just is itself. Here, chaos is culture, bargaining is sport, and the markets? Oh, they're pure sensory warfare. This is where you find the real Istanbul, loud, fragrant, crowded, hilarious, and impossibly photogenic. Every shout, every spice, every clink of a teacup is part of a dance that's been going on for centuries. So let's drop the tourist brochure and dive into the belly of the bazaar. The Grand Bazaar. History with a price tag. Let's start with the Grand Bazaar, Istanbul's original shopping mall. Except it's 500 years old, has no AC, and comes with a free dose of confusion. Picture this. Over 4,000 shops sprawled across 60 winding streets, covered by domed ceilings painted in Ottoman swirls. It's a maze designed by geniuses or sadists, depending on how lost you are. Built in the 15th century by Sultan Mehmed the Conqueror, the Grand Bazaar was the beating heart of the old trade world. Silk from China, spices from India, silver from Persia, it all passed through here. Today, you can still find all that, along with knockoff sneakers, belly dance costumes, and enough lamps to light the Milky Way. Vendors shout like auctioneers on caffeine. Look, very good price. Where are you from? Beautiful lady. Handsome man. You smile, you say, just looking, and suddenly you own a carpet. But here's the thing, the Grand Bazaar isn't just shopping, it's a theater. The haggling, the banter, the exaggerated shock when you suggest paying half, it's all part of the ritual. Pro tip for survival, don't go in hungry or impatient. Bargain with humor. Walk away dramatically. You'll probably get a better deal. And when you need a break, duck into one of the hidden tea houses tucked between stalls. The air was thick with the smell of tobacco and apple-flavored shisha, the chatter blending into background jazz. One sip of Turkish tea, and suddenly the chaos feels poetic. Because that's the Grand Bazaar, ancient, alive, and utterly unapologetic. The Spice Bazaar, aromas that hit harder than espresso. If the Grand Bazaar is Istanbul's heart, the Spice Bazaar is its nose. Smaller, friendlier, and about 10 times more fragrant. This 17th century gem sits near the Galata Bridge in Eminönü, a place where smells rule the streets. Step inside and boom, you're punched in the face by cinnamon, cardamom, rose, saffron, and roasted nuts. It's sensory chaos, colors stacked in pyramids, golds and reds and greens like a painter went feral. You'll find Turkish delight, real logum, not that rubbery airport nonsense. Dried fruits, teas, herbal cures, and honey so golden it looks photoshopped. Some vendors will hand you free samples until you forget what hunger feels like. One bite of pistachio-stuffed lokum, and you'll swear you've made a new religion. Just outside the bazaar, old cheese shops, olive sellers, and nut roasters fill the air with earthy smells. This is where locals actually buy their ingredients. It's everyday magic, not just for show. And tucked quietly behind all that chaos, the Rustam Pasha Mosque, a tiny jewel box of Iznik tiles in blues and reds, so perfect they make modern design look lazy. It's peaceful, calm, a reminder that beauty and madness coexist perfectly in this city. Balat and Fener, the neighborhoods that refuse to conform. Time to leave the tourist bubble and step into Balat and Fener, Istanbul, its most photogenic chaos. Once home to Jewish, Greek, and Armenian families, these neighborhoods are the soul of old Istanbul. Colorful, stubborn, and overflowing with character. Every street here looks like an artist got drunk with a paintbrush. Houses lean like they're whispering secrets to each other. Laundry flaps between buildings like prayer flags. The air smells of strong coffee and frying dough and cats. Oh, the cats. They own this place. Balat is where Instagram dreams and real life hold hands. Cafes with mismatched chairs, antique shops that double as time machines, street murals that feel like open diaries. Just next door, Fener brings quieter drama. Cobbled alleys hide Greek churches like St. George's Cathedral, still active, still echoing with centuries-old hymns. You'll find yourself wandering here longer than you planned because Balat and Fener are hypnotic. They're not polished. They're alive. Every chipped door and faded window is a chapter in a never-ending story. Caf culture. Istanbul's favorite pastime in Istanbul, coffee isn't just a drink. It's a lifestyle, a ritual, a valid excuse to do absolutely nothing. Order a Turkish coffee, And you not just getting caffeine, you getting a fortune-telling session at the bottom of your cup. Sip, flip, wait for the grounds to dry, and someone will happily tell you your future, love life, career, destiny, all revealed by brown sludge. But Istanbul's cafe scene doesn't stop at tradition. Karachi, Galata, and Kai have gone full hipster, think minimal design. Exposed brick, playlists full of indie Turkish jazz, and baristas who treat latte foam like calligraphy. And yet, in the middle of all that cool, the old-school charm still wins. Little side street cafes with creaky chairs, old men reading newspapers, and the smell of fresh simit wafting through the air. Caf culture here is slow life done right. You sit, you watch, you talk, or don't. Istanbul moves fast, but coffee time, that's sacred. Kai, the Asian side's secret weapon. Most visitors stick to the European side. Big mistake. Because Kai on the Asian shore is where Istanbul loosens its tie and gets real. Hop on a ferry, preferably at sunset, and 20 minutes later, boom. New vibe, new rhythm. Same skyline, but a totally different soul. Kai's streets are lined with record shops, thrift stores, bars spilling onto the sidewalks, and food stalls that could make Michelin chefs jealous. It's artistic, rebellious, and proudly local. Start at the fish market, where vendors yell about anchovies like it's an Olympic sport. Grab a plate of fried calamari, chase it with a raki, the anise-flavored national drink, and just watch people live. Street art covers the walls, street music fills the air, and there's a casual confidence here, the kind that doesn't care who is watching. It's Istanbul without the filters. And when night falls, Kai turns electric. Bars fill up, laughter echoes down alleyways, and somewhere, always, there's a rooftop view of the city glittering across the water. The chaos that connects it all, markets, neighborhoods, ferries, cafes, it all looks like a mess from the outside, but somehow it fits perfectly together. That's Istanbul's secret. It's organized chaos. A city where nothing matches, but everything belongs. It's the spice in the air, the clink of tea glasses, the flash of gold lanterns under centuries-old ceilings. It's the noise that never ends and the peace that sneaks up when you least expect it. In Istanbul, madness isn't a flaw. It's the magic. Up next, Chapter 3. Feasts, flavors and midnight cravings, eating Istanbul alive. Next episode dives fork first into the city's culinary underworld. From sizzling kebabs and street eats to rooftop dining with views that taste better than dessert. Expect spice, smoke, and zero-calorie regret.